two, one.
Hey guys, Jordan here with Lister Pros TV, and today we're here with Luis of, is it InHouse or Get InHouse?
It's InHouse, man. Yeah, that's
InHouse.
Yep,
the
InHouse.
URL is it still getinhouse.io, right?
Well, yeah, we're changing it up here soon, but yeah, InHouse.com was taken, so we had to improvise.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So Luis is a entrepreneur in the real estate sphere, in the tech side of world.
Yeah.
We've known each other for a little over a year now. I think
Yeah.
we met at the Tucson Expo 2016. You guys had a booth close to ours.
Yep.
So we kind of started a relationship there, but it's interesting to see how you guys have evolved over time. So for those that don't know who you are, how did you get into your guys' real estate marketing? What's your background? And give us a quick intro of how InHouse got started.
Yeah, for sure. So InHouse kind of started when I was going through college. My roommate and myself would make websites for real estate agents, kind of to pay through college. We did contract work. I was doing design work, web design, and websites. And so that kind of started at that working through with agents. My roommate and at the time we're kind of tired of making flyers all the time. So we kind of made this little simple tool that would pull information from the MLS, auto-generate a bunch of flyers for our customers, and then we would just be free to do whatever we want to do.
Right.
We didn't really have any commercial intent for that. We're like, this just makes our lives easier.
Saves you some time.
Yep. And it kind of just caught fire with our agents. We're like, this is cool. Let's sell this. Let's try to make it a company. And so we partnered with a couple agents in town, went at it for like 6 months, and then we were both in college at the time. So we're like, this is not going to work. We want to focus on college. But then that next year, I applied to the McGuire Center for Entrepreneurship, and brought this idea in as one of my ideas that you present during the summer. And because it had some traction, people gravitated towards it. Well, you have customers, you have this attention. There's a problem here. Let's try to see if we can validate this. And so we took that, my senior year of college with the team in the program to kind of validate the idea. So we branded it. We went to pitch competitions. We kind of did the whole thing. We interviewed a lot of agents to see if this was actually something worth pursuing. And then in May of 2015, when we graduated, 4 of us out of the 5 that were in the program launched it. And we're like, screw it, let's just do it. And we kind of hit the road. We had some prize money we had won during the year through competitions, and that kind of fueled us for a little bit. We got free office space at Connect Co-working in Tucson here, and that kind of let us, be able to survive a year without having to pay office. And so for that first year, we fine-tuned the product, and then we just hustled it. We tried to sell it, and so that was kind of the first year. I think we met you during that first year of operating. And then through that hustle, we just kind of figured, we got some traction with real estate agents. We got some traction nationally, but we just couldn't, make enough or, get enough traction to make it a big idea. But in that sort of process, we got approached by mortgage brokers saying, you have all this data, you have all this, system that you've built. Can you make it do this? And then if you do, how much would it cost us? And so that was kind of the aha moment for us. We're like, oh crap, there's something here with mortgage lending. So then we pivoted into lending, and so that's how we kind of
were. So how long now have you been in lending? Because when we started, we were at the Realtor Expo, and you still do things for some real estate agents and for the real estate industry, but you kind of pivoted to specialize more in the lending side of things. So how long has...
So lending, we've been up for about 6 months. The system is still a marketing system, so it creates marketing pieces for real estate agents. It still does websites, still does flyers and postcards, but that's free for agents.
So it's just another piece, another value add piece that a lender can offer to their real estate.
Correct. To their partners. Yep, exactly. But the value that we're selling to the lender now is this back end with data on the market, so they get to peer into the market and see who's performing, how much they're performing. They get to follow agents and get notified of any activity. So it's sort of creating these touch points for the lender to say, reach out to this agent who's doing good, and kind of make sure that lead pipeline of buyers and borrowers is being built properly, not just kind of hoping for leads to show up or taking a lot of agents out to lunches or happy hours and hoping for a lead. This is more of a tactical, strategic approach to building that.
So it's kind of like a different way around for providing kind of the same service. So from an entrepreneur standpoint, you started InHouse and you're marketing to real estate agents and stuff like that. What were some of the hardest things? Because you said it was kind of tough to break through or get traction. Was it getting awareness of the real estate agent? What were some of the struggles and why you kind of were able to figure out that taking this pivot, made it easier for you guys?
Yeah, so I mean, the real estate side of things, everybody wants to make tools for real estate agents, right? There's a ton of companies out there making websites for them. Not only that, the brokerages are getting savvier, so the brokerages are trying to, provide these tools for their agents for recruitment and all these things. So we're competing against, in that space, you're competing against a whole lot of people. And then trying to get their attention is difficult, right? Because they're going to listen to their lender more than they're going to listen to you. They're going to listen to their broker more than they're going to listen to you. So you got to get into where they're listening to instead of trying to get to them directly. And so that's the discovery we made is, a lot of agents lean on their lender for advice on marketing and even sometimes co-marketing, spending equal share,
Right,
so
right.
that was the moment we decided to move that way. Yeah.
Awesome, man. So it's been about 6 months since you guys have kind of pivoted to not necessarily change your business model, but to kind of focus it in a different way. What does the future look like for InHouse? You guys working on some new products? I respect you guys because you guys are doing things that are kind of somewhat cutting edge. We know that websites have been around for a while, but you guys are, I think it's the back end of how you guys are doing things that impress with me, where you guys are using the Amazon Web Services and stuff like that, because there's a lot of Amazon and all their infrastructure and back end stuff have made it a lot easier to do certain things cloud wise. So what's on the horizon for InHouse?
Yeah, so we're more of a data company now, man. So we marketing is still really important for us, advertisement and all that for real estate, but we're dealing more with giving intelligence to the mortgage broker, even title reps now. So kind of more on the who's performing, what they're doing, and how do I reach that agent. But then also on the lending side, what lender's good, and so eventually we want to go to the consumer end and say, log on to InHouse, search for a good lender and an agent. And so there's a lot of things we're doing, but more on the data driven and more on the
it gives the lender analytics on the real estate agent on who's performing and stuff like that.
Yep. But vice versa as well. The good agents get to see what good lender to partner with, and then the consumer at the end gets to see who's actually doing well and who I could get a better deal with. So more kind of putting this data that's sort of been hitting in the MLSs or in Zillow and all these places, and putting it all out there to the public for them to see, and then make decisions that, based on that.
So are you saying were you looking for a platform for a consumer to kind of come? Is that what you mentioned?
That's the future of InHouse for sure, on the consumer side. But currently we're more on the enterprise broker level. So that's where we're providing a data solution for large brokerages, even offices. But since you said the future, we're more looking, how can we change the real estate space, and how can we create something valuable for the consumer at the end of the day, so that they can save money, or sell the home for a better price, or save money on buying a home. Deal with real professionals, because everybody complains about how there's a ton of realtors, a ton of lenders, but it's hard to find a good one.
Right.
So we're trying to put the good people up in front and center and make sure that they get the business that they deserve.
So where do you see the future of, I'm just talking about the real estate industry as a whole, because if you pay attention, there's a lot of disruptors in the field. You have Open Door, OfferPad. I'm not sure if they're very prevalent here in Tucson, but there's Redfins or people that are offering flat fees or reduced commissions. You're not a real estate agent, but what do you see from the consumer side of the future of, and being a younger guy, what should that buying and selling process look like in the future? Sorry, that was kind of a curveball. I'm just curious.
It's all good. Yeah, for sure. No, we get that all the time.
Take.
Especially because we're sort of working with the middlemen currently, right? People ask us about that all the time. So I do think that as it moves forward, obviously going to get more automated. It's going to be easier for me to sell my home on an app and get feedback on that. But I don't think it's going to be fully that way. You know what I mean? I think this year has been the lowest FSBOs ever. Our generation tends to look for agents anyway the most. Our generation has worked with agents, and so I think we're gonna see it easier process, but people are gonna look for the better experience anyway. So whoever's offering that better experience, whether it's an app that provides me a really easy of use, or it's a person that walks me through the whole process, it's still gonna be somewhere in between, I think. I think Open Door and OfferPad are great platforms. But I don't know. I think there's still not it's still kind of evolving and changing.
Yeah. There's nobody that has really grabbed a hold of the market's attention, which is that's why it's kind of interesting, because everything's not necessarily in limbo, but you never know what could happen. There's probably some 12-year-old in somebody's basement right now creating something that's gonna be crazy. So. And
in OfferPad and like that model's not new, right? It's
something that's happened. It's not new, and it's definitely not for everybody, Right. But how they're going about it, simplifying how you can buy and sell simply and make it a less stress-free. That's part of it, the value that they add. Everybody just brings different pieces of value to the marketplace, and they just make it simple. Obviously, it comes at a cost, but anyways.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes whoever provides a better experience overall for someone, I think is going to beat out that competition. If it's a good lender and a good agent partner walking the buyer through the process, or if it's a app, that walks you through it.
So for you guys, so for InHouse, can lenders or loan officers directly come to you guys and you guys could offer a service for them, or are you guys more looking for companies?
So we target companies directly, but we sell individual accounts as well. So any lender can log on to our system, demo it today for 14 days free, and then if they want to use it.
And what's the biggest piece of value? So say a lender is interested, they want to sign up, or once they sign up, what is the biggest piece of value that lenders are getting out of the InHouse system?
Well, it's being able to peer into the market and see, what's going on this morning, who has a new listing today, who has an open house today, and then, kind of see all that data and then, act on it, be the first touch point of that person, kind of to reach out. But also if you're a lender that has a lot of relationships, InHouse can help you sort of nurture those automatically, so you can get them on InHouse. And then every time they have a new listing or a new open house, we automatically generate materials for that, send them their way with your information on it. So it's sort of automatically engaging them. It's not, you don't have to ask a marketing team to get that out to them. It's automatic there, So that's the value people see. Being able to see stats on agents is important. Being able to see if the person you met at a BNI meeting or whatever is actually performing, that's really important. You can log on and search them on InHouse. We know how many listings they have, how many they've sold.
I'm telling you, man, there's people that come to us, even us as a real estate marketing company. They talk about this huge business that they're gonna do, and they want a discount. Everybody's like, what are you gonna do for me? I'm gonna give you so much business. Then you pull up the data. The data doesn't lie. You
Right.
You can't fudge the numbers on the MLS, and it's like you've done 3 deals this year. All right. But then there's other people on the other side of things that seem pretty mellow. They don't really talk but they do big business.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
Yeah, for sure. So kind of putting that data out there, and then just leveling the playing field. Nobody's lying about anything. Here's what it is. Let's work together if it's real business, and let's move forward. That's sort of what InHouse is trying to do, is democratizing that data so that anybody can see it, and it's not hidden behind a black box anymore.
Yeah. And everybody can just write whatever they want. I'm the top realtor or top lender or whatever, and you're really not.
Right? Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah. So it's all transparent, which I think is good. Cool, man. So if there's a lender or a lending company or a real estate agent or anybody interested in looking into more on the offerings that you guys have to offer, how do they get a hold of you, or how do they check it out? Where do they go?
Yeah, so you can go to inhousedata.com. That's
InHouse Data. That's a new one.
That's a new one.
You got the .com. I like it.
Got the .com. Yeah. We tried to do the other one. It was too trendy. Or getinhouse.io is the domain that we have currently. Yeah, the original one. Yeah, just log on there. You can log on, try it out for free for 14 days today. No commitment needed. Just try it out and see if you like it. We're happy to help anybody.
So inhousedata.com.
Inhousedata.com.
I like it, man.
Yeah.
So awesome. Well, thanks for coming on this edition of Real Estate Pros, Luis. Thanks for taking time out of your busy day, and also thanks for helping us set this up. So
yeah, for sure, man.
This is great company. They're always looking to help and add value to agents and lenders. So
exactly.
Anyways, thanks for coming on the show. We will see you guys on the next episode.
Thank you, man.
For more information on hosting your own Facebook live show just like this one, message Lister Pros directly on Facebook, and we will see you guys on the next episode.